this is Cuberized, and welcome to my Craftoria Let's Play. Well, I found some turtles, and I fed them grass, and this one played around in the sand for a bit, and it looks like I finally have my turtle egg. So, yay! I was trying to catch it on camera, but yeah, this is I wasn't actually sure it was doing anything, and all of a sudden it laid the egg. So, let me actually show you. I think I have, yes. I grabbed a pair out of the ocean, and I think there's still one out there somewhere, maybe? Let me look. Yes, there's one right here. So, I got lucky. So let's put these guys down, and we'll feed this one and this one, and they will mate, hopefully. Ah, they see there it's doing again with that animation with throwing sand around. And we just have to be patient, and oh, they're following me because I have the seagrass out. I broke it. Oh dang. I didn't mean to break it. Forgot. I need to use a silk touch tool to pick it up, so I hope she lays some eggs. And there was only one. Oh, please lay some eggs. Ah, there we go. Looks like I got two, I hope. I saw it pop an egg. Yes! Yay! I have eggs! So let's go home. The two turtles that I picked up in the previous episode, I took them home, and I made them a nice little area. Yeah, I even put some plants in the water. So, yep, there you go. To make eggs, they have to, I kind of messed up picking them up and bringing them home, because they have to actually return to the beach that they originated from to lay the eggs. And so by picking them up and bringing them here, yeah, I kind of messed that up. But you can actually create a structure here. So if I take this, which is what I wanted to do, since I finally did get an egg, if we take, where am I going to put this? Let me go way over here. So I'm going to make a little turtle area. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'll do this. Since I have this lovely area already set up, I will go ahead and fish out the existing turtles. Okay, so if I place the eggs over here, this will be their home beach. And there we go. So when they finally hatch, I can have them spawn more eggs. And so that was the quest we needed for here, the turtle egg. And the point of the egg is you get to spawn, when you use it on the Apothic Spawner, you get to make babies as opposed to fully grown guys. So that's something to keep in mind, if that's what you're looking for. White wool should be easy. And I am on version 1.31 in case it comes up sugar, fermented spider's eye, and a clock. And we'll go over what these do. Oh, sugar. That was the other one. If you need a good source of sugar, witches work really well for that. And so if you can get yourself a witch spawner, ta-da, there you go. You've got it. So now let's get the things here. This silence your spawner, which you can also use, if you have it, the muffler option, which is there. Here. Oh, yeah, quest book. That's where I was going. So this will increase the frequency of spawning by reducing the delay. So if you want them to spawn more frequently, you use this. This will get you extra spawns that happen when things do spawn. So it all depends on what you want. If you don't want more but want more frequently, it's different. It's different what you use. So this actually gets you the maximum number of ticks between spawns. So it makes it so that it doesn't spawn as frequently. This does, if you don't use another star, which allows you to not be there at all, this will actually get you distance away from the spawner. So prismarine and redstone comparator. So it all depends on if you ever plan on using the nether star. And I do have a comparator. Sure, it was picked up after one of those traps that I found. So this is completed. There is not a completionist for this, but it's good to have this done so we can make spawners that do not require our presence. Again, this removes the need for you to stand within distance of a spawner to get it to spawn. And all the rest of these do various other cool things that you can use. So there you go. And we'll get this set up when I have a spot for it. I'd like to do it in the base, but not necessarily anywhere near here, because this is not a really conducive spot to have a spawner, but I can put it anywhere else. And if I'm not needed, then yay, that takes care of that problem. Let me toss some of this stuff in here. And then we can, yep, and I'll put that away. Alright, so that's that. And I do have then, that's the Apothic Spawner right there. That one. Which is why it's sitting there so I don't lose track of it. So, no turtles yet, but we will work on that. And then let's go down to back to the occultism. So this is our starting ritual. So let's take a look at, oops, take a look, get that off of there. So I have white, yellow, light gray, and purple chalk. We should be able to do at least one more ritual, if not a couple more. I will need more sacrificial bowls, and I'm looking to try to get these glasses made. So that'll be something to work with. This, let's see here, this is called Eziveus Spectral Compulsion. So let's take a look and see what this design looks like and if I have the right chalk to make it. So according to the quest book here for Occultism, let's see, I don't actually think this goes into it, but at least not in a way that's easy. So let's grab the book and see if we get, let's go back to the main page. I think it's, is it that or is it here? Yes, we made the light gray chalk. Yes, I already made the light gray chalk, and we did this. This chalk we also made. And this is the next one, and I actually did this too. This is the candles and how to make the other items, which we already went over. So this is the next one, and it takes just yellow and white, I believe. So let's go do this one. Yeah, it's yellow and yeah, yellow and white and candles. Let's see if I can line up the bowl here. And how close am I? I don't want to get too close to the trees. So if I line it up with that tree and that bowl. There we go. That looks pretty good. It's a few blocks away from there, a couple blocks away from this. I don't know that I'm going to need all these trees anyway, but yeah. And it's kind of centered-ish. Not quite. Okay, yeah, I'm going to move it over here. Again, still clear. We're centered this way. Yes, I'm being a little persnickety. But there it is. So with this, I'm going to need a... get me my inventory here. And so let's do the chalk first. So we've got 2 chalks we need to do. Here's the white. Let me... Where's my eraser? Yes. I want to put andesite down so I can see those blocks, and I didn't put the eraser in here. We'll just make another one, because I don't know where I put it. Nope. I have the signs in here, though. Alright, so I need at least 2 bowls and... let me move this stuff out of the way. And andesite seems a good option. I did this on grass in the last playthrough. Okay. So I'm just going to, this takes a minute to get through, which is why the eraser's handy. Oh, come on. Stopped. There we go. And that was a little overkill on the... Yeah, I'm breaking too much, but that's alright. I can put the blocks back down. Alright, Alright, so I'll put the andesite down. You don't have to do this. I should stress you do not have to do this. I think it stands out a little bit more if there's a different color block underneath. Especially white. Green, if you actually have grass, it's actually a good choice because the green that you make, there's a lime green. If you check in the book here, this green is lime green, so it stands out against the grass, and yeah, so it works. And then let me get more calcite, as I think everything would have gone into my, there it is, backpack. Put here. And I just chose calcite at random. Just because there was already some in here, and that's, I think, made of calcite, and there's calcite in the walls, so it kind of made sense to, wrong color, go with that. Okay. Yes, so why don't I then figure out what, I think I did red and black. So let's do I have red and black concrete? Do I have any concrete? Or do I have it stashed somewhere? I have it stashed somewhere. One moment while I find it. Okay, I found red concrete. I had it in my bag, and I don't have any more black concrete, but I have black terracotta. So I seem to have a lot of black terracotta. So I'm just going to go follow the same pattern I used over here and put that in there. Looks okay. And then for the red, I'm going to put it here. This makes a nice square pattern for the offering bowls. So this needs to be the gold ritual bowl and then the 4 offering bowls. I have sacrificial bowls. I have 2. I will make more. And then let's do that. Let's make wrong gizmo. This is what I want. Should probably actually align these together. Yep. There it is. And I don't have that, so we need to make more of those anyway. Other stone, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oops, I'm going to need more other stone. 1, 2. Let's save 2 and make the rest into golden bowls. Oh, dang, I took an extra one. Alright, well, I'm going to have to make other stone, which is not difficult. So just as a reminder, other stone, you need the spirit fire. So let's go spirit fire over here. Here's our spirit fire. So other stone is andesite thrown in. And I happen to have some andesite here. So let me turn my backpack off because it tends to want to pull things in. There we go. It looks almost the same as the calcite, to me at least. So, yeah, let's do this and let's make and there we go. We've got more. And we have to decide on a candle color. So let's take a look and see what I've got. For candles, I have white. White's kind of boring. Let's see, candle. And I think I mentioned this last time that you can trade when we get to the Bumble Zone and we find the Queen, we can trade different candles to her to get different ones back. So we've got these 4 large candles I'm going to go ahead and use. I know I said it was boring, but we're going to go ahead and take these 4 since this requires exactly 4 and use these here. And then I need my white. And then we need yellow. Okay, got an advancement on the yellow chalk, and there we go. It is set. Oh, I can grab my, here it is. I think I lit these, I did. Let me light these. Actually lights it up a little better and looks a little cooler. Makes it special. There we go. As long as I don't burn down my trees, I'm good. So, and this one, put a sign up. Not that. This, so I get the right spelling. Okay, and there that is. So that works. It's also relatively small, you know, these are not large, and this involves 2 colors, but other than that, they're similar. Let's see if we can do another one, and then we can actually go and, let's see, I did this one, and so we needed the purple chalk. We got the purple chalk. Just confirms how to make the purple chalk. Now we can do this one, and this is the one that will allow us to make the goggles. And so let's see if I can kind of sort of align this. Okay, actually let me do it this way to see how close. I want a couple of blocks away, but not too far. Okay. And it will fit in that space with the tree being there, which is fine. So this is using 2 colors but a lot more candles. And again, just to make the pattern easier, like I did over here, I'm going to put andesite underneath of it so I can see it a little easier. Personal preference, and I did use up all my andesite, making more other stone. So I want to pull these all out. Alright, yeah. This pickaxe is actually almost too powerful. It's hard to get just 1 block. It tends to want to go nuts and take 2. What I get for souping up my pickaxe. I'll take this one out for a special block, and then I think, given where these are, I think I'm going to put the other bowls here. Oops. Trying only to get 1. Oh, man. Okay, I have definitely made a mess. let me get this under here. Now again, any candle will work, whether it's the large or the regulars. You can use any color you want, so you can really make this as fancy as you want to make it. I'll just put that down there. Whoop. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. That down there. And that there, so that takes all of that. Now let me fill in the calcite. Here, and here, and here, and there. And then I can put down the pretty colors. This can go in the middle. And the 4 bowls, at least 4 for now. Okay. And I will make some additional other stone because I know I'm going to need it. And how much andesite do I have? Okay, well, at some point I'm going to have to go mining for andesite. Cool. All right. Yep, okay. So I think, let's see what I've got here. Now, I have purple. Let me see candles, what I have in my... And I'm going to need this, and I believe white. That is white, right? Yep, it's white. But let's see if I have, where is it? Any other candle colors that might be good. Okay, so I have teal and red. So I did white here. Yeah, purple might be nice because I'm using the purple chalk. And you just follow along with whatever the pattern is. And yeah, it gets more complicated when it's using like a lot of candles and you need more than 4 bowls, and there's like 4 or 5 colors involved. It gets to be a little bit more tricky to make sure you get everything down in the right spots. So anything you can do to help yourself out. I have golden ritual bowls, sacrificial bowls. Okay. Thankfully I made a bunch of these, so I need 1 of those in the middle. And then, yeah, 4 is a good number to start with. If your ritual requires more than that, then you put more than that down. And it'll tell you how many. You'll figure it out, because when you look at, say, let me see if I can find something. Yeah, we summoned. These are I talked about all these spirits, so that's not actually where I wanted to go. Rituals is. Let's do it this way. I'm going to go floundering around here for a while to do this, so let's make it easier and do this. So say you wanted to make, I'm going to pick something at random, but say you wanted to make this, and when you look at it, you know, to tell you what you need, but you need these infused lenses, and you can see you're going to have your central golden bowl, and then you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 surrounding it. If you, let's take, I don't know, no, that's just in there, that doesn't count. How about one of these? Yeah, this is only a 4. Here's one. Now, you have a central bowl, and then you have 9 bowls on the outside. So this one is a lot more complicated, just because of the number of things involved. But with that being said, let's light these. Paste. I might want to switch that keybind to be something else than just a right click. Okay, there we go. This one is done. And yeah, so this is the one, as I said, we're going to use to make our glasses, which there is my chalk brush. Okay, found it. Would have helped if I would have been able to find that earlier, but this is what we need, and then we're going to need this as well. So to do this, we need to take the glass lenses and make them into infused lenses, which is going to take 2 silver, a gold, and the glass lenses with, darn, I just closed that, with a book of binding for the foliate, which is again the lowest tier of spirit you can summon. So to get that, we take our Dictionary of Spirits, which is the instruction guide for occultism, and put it with a not unbound book of foliate, and that's just one of these book of bindings with blue. Now, book of bindings, I think I have in here. I made a bunch of them last time around. Yes, I have a bunch. And I even have an unbound foliate. So I already made a couple of those. Partly because I accidentally killed my foliate. But to make these, you just take a... in fact, I'll even show you. It'll be easier. This is what we're doing. I already made a bunch, but you take any one of these kind of books. So if you have a written book or book and quill or enchanted books that you don't want, so if you happen to have something with a curse or there's an enchantment you'd never think you're going to use, I happen to use I found a couple of level 1 Bane of Arthropods and used those to make books. But yeah, so you can use any of that. So when you have an unbound foliate blue book, we take the blue book and we put it with the Dictionary of Spirits. Then we get the bound version, and we put the bound version. Oh, okay. It doesn't want to do anything until I actually fill the other bowls. I need to empty my inventory here. One moment. Oops, gonna need that. That's a little bit. That's good enough for now. And let's go and get silver and I think it was 2 silver and 1 gold. But I will double check. Come on, there we go. So just double checking the recipe as this. Silver, silver, gold, yes. Get all this stuff out of the way. And there. So we put the lenses in. We put silver in. Put our gold in. And put our book in. And again, if you see the particles, these little like purple fire particles, you know it's started. And whatever you're doing is valid, hopefully, because it's taking off and doing its thing. And after a minute or so, well, or less. It'll give us back the lenses, and then we can use that to craft. So I will go in here and get that ready. So this is it, and do I have my backpack turned off? Yes, I do. It'll probably rush at me anyway, but aha! I've got them in my hand. So we have infused lenses. Ta-da! Here. Now this lets you see the otherworldly items. You still need to have the what am I trying to say? You still need to have the effect on to be able to harvest it. So I will show you here. You see we don't have any special effects like when you eat the fruit, but you can now see the trees and the saplings. They're right there. Yeah, it takes a second for them to, you may have to get up close to it to see it, but there they are. And so if I, yeah, I already know what that is. So if I happen to harvest, let me get the axe. I am not using the essence at the moment, so here's what is going to happen. This is the otherworldly essence. You need to be under the effects, and I will... That's an Enderman hanging out. So I'm going to come over here to this one, and I'm going to chop this one down. Okay, and they're kind of all attached. So if I look though, I did not get otherworldly logs. I got oak logs and oak saplings. The reason being is I don't have the third eye effect on. So even though I can see it, I can't harvest it. So you still need these even though you have the glasses on. So now I've got luck in the third eye. And so now I can, same thing, we're just going to come over here. And now I get the otherworldly logs. Trust me, I've tried to cut down enough trees to know this is definitely a thing. You have to have the effect. You have to have this. And with the essence I'm using, you get a minute of time to be able to have the effect on of third eye, which, ta-da, and I still have a few seconds left. But I've harvested 33 logs. And with that, because I didn't actually harvest the leaves, do I have bone meal over here? Yes, I do. Plenty of bone meal. To get saplings, just as a reminder, if you either have to take the leaves down while you're under the influence of the essence. So just to confirm, I have third eye. Ooh, I got hastened with another bonus. Third eye, and I can take the leaves down, and when I do, I should get otherworldly, the occultism, quote-unquote, oak saplings, which are the otherworldly saplings. So I can put these down, and they're going to look like they're supposed to. If you just chop down the tree, because we have fast leaf decay, you will not get any saplings. That just doesn't happen. So if you want the saplings, do that. The other way to get the saplings, just as a reminder, if you have oak saplings, you can bring them over here to the spirit fire and just toss them in. And there they are. They'll say occultism as opposed to just oak saplings that are fertile all year round. And when you put them down, if you're wearing the glasses, you can see, or if you are under the effect, you'll see that these are all otherworldly. So that is that. We've got the glasses on. Again, you still need the effect, but yay, we have glasses. So we can actually take these with us and go look for ore. Now to do the ore, having the glasses is nice because you don't have to do the effect. You only have to do it when you're ready to mine. But up until that point, yeah, you can walk around with the glasses and be able to see things. So with this, the ritual that we need to do to make the pickaxe that we're going to need to be able to mine the Elysium ore. I know that's a lot of if-thens. Where is the, okay, let's do it this way. This is the pickaxe, the infused pickaxe. And to do this, you need this ritual. This we have not made yet. This one we haven't made yet either. So we haven't made either of these. But this one is, let's see if it's come up in our book yet on rituals. Nope. Yeah, I think we're gonna need more chalk. We're gonna need the lime chalk here. Let's see. There it is. This is what we need. Yeah. So once you have, white is required for all of these, and then yellow is required for all of these, and purple is required for these. So it's kind of a grid this way. So you know you need purple and gray to get to this. And if you haven't crafted both of those, then you can't make this. So we'll do this last one. And let's go this way. And let me align this with, in fact, let me turn around and do it this way. Get it centered up with the other ones. Not that it needs to be, but I need to back up a spot. This is going to be the first one that's going to take skulls. And I think it just squeaked in. Yeah, it just gets in between the two plants. And yeah, I'm only one off here. But this is, I could back up one, but that's okay. There's at least a space here. So this is the next one. So skulls are necessary. So you have to come up with skeleton skulls. I have some already. Again, this is why spawners are really helpful, is to get that kind of stuff. And yes. So this is, I'm going to put these down not on special blocks, but just put them down. And yeah, and they don't have to be, you can have them tilted at angles if you want. That's not important. So yeah, so we'll quickly do all this stuff. In fact, I'll pause for a second, lay all this out, and then we'll come right back and I'll finish up. Okay, so with this, this is the ritual I just set up, and these light gray are kind of hard to see, but they're there. What I don't have is the lime green, so we're going to have to make that, and this is what we need to actually craft the pickaxe. So to make the impure lime green, I need an impure white, which we have, slime balls, which I have, emerald dust, which I was able to create by running emeralds through the crusher upstairs. You could also use the foliate crusher. Either one will be able to make this dust. But because I had a crusher, I just used it. I need to resummon my foliate, but that's okay. So to make this research fragment dust, we actually have to craft it in a ritual, which is this ritual which we just used to create our glasses. So this is again a bound foliate with emerald dust and 2 bottles of enchanting. So we're not using all 4, so that is this ritual. And the book is somewhere. I put them away, didn't I? Yeah, I did. So we need that. So again, to get an unbound to a bound, we're going to put it in with our book and it becomes bound. And then we need 2 bottles of enchanting and that dust, that emerald dust. So emerald, there it is, which we got by crushing the emerald, and bottle. There we go. If you need bottles of enchanting, an easy way to do it is, well, to find them obviously is the easy way. But you can actually create them with a ritual, which this is the second one we did. It's the one behind me right now. This one you can use, and that'll actually get you the bottles of enchanting. Yeah, there's various other things, but you can even use a disillusion chamber if you have it with experience in it. There are other ways to get it here, so I just happened to find mine. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in, and again, this is the thing we use to make the goggles. We're going to put that in, and we're not going to use all 4 slots because we don't need to. And then we put our bound book, it is bound here. And again, you can see again the purple flames, and that is doing its thing. So for this, once I get this done, to make the pickaxe, well, it's doing its thing behind me. I need, we're going to need silver. I'm going to need 5 bowls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to need 2 silver ingots, 2 sticks, and this pickaxe head, which is spirit attuned, which is 3 of these gems, and this is a diamond thrown into the spirit fire. So I'm going to do that while this is doing its thing, and I'll be back. So over here, let me get my 3 diamonds and my silver, since I need that as well, and sticks. 1, 2, 3. Unless I have some already made. I might have. Let me check. Instead of going for diamond, let's go for gem. Yes, I do have some made already, so that's good. I won't need those. I need 2 silver. I took them all and probably put them in my backpack. That's iron. That's osmium. Getting warmer. Tin, silver. There they are. And I need 2 sticks, which I should have in here. Plenty of sticks. Okay, so I have what I need. I do need 1 more bowl, and I believe I have another sacrificial bowl. So again, it doesn't really matter where you put this as long as it's close enough here. So I'm going to just slap it down, whoops, after I cast my spell, right there. So actually, and I will put, so I have my special thing here. And let me do this real quick and get this set up. So that'll get us the pickaxe head. Alright, so to do the lime green chalk, I think we have everything now. So to get the lime green chalk, we need the impure version, and that takes an impure white chalk and these items. So I think I'm hoping I have the impure in here. Of course I do not. I probably have it in my backpack. One second, let me find it. And there it is. So I should probably empty this backpack into my inventory, in my storage. So I need one of those. I need this. And I'm just going to grab the rest of it out of inventory. And I just lost my research. There it is. Give me that back. And there's our impure. So let's go purify it. Again, anything you want to purify, you just toss it in the fire. And there we go. There's our green. Just do this quickly, hopefully. Since I have all the other marks down, this should be fast. Well, as fast as I can run. And I get caught up on the skulls. Ah! Okay, this is why we have that brush. Yes, this was an oops on my part. And it's gone. Okay, circled it. This is now complete. And I will then place, let me get this out of the way, and this out of the way, and this out of the way. I need this, I need this, and I need this. So I need the pickaxe head, anywhere. I need silver and a stick, and silver and a stick. And the book. The book I need is, let me make sure because I don't think it's the same book. So that's all that. I got that. And this needs, probably would help if I looked at the pickaxe. It needs this book, which is the next level up. It's a Djinn, or Jinn. You don't generally pronounce the D. And it's bound, so to make that again, you need just an unbound one. And to do that, you put purple dye around one of these books. So having a stack of these is really helpful. And again, I think I put them all in here. And I may even have purple dye in here. Do I? No. I have things I want to pull purple dye from. There's my purple dye. There's that. Makes the purple book. It's unbound. We put the book with the book. It becomes bound. And then we put this here. And it started. I'm going to wait until this is almost done and then I'll come back. Save a little time. Okay, it's almost done. It's consuming the book now. This does take a minute, so it's one of those be patient. And now I have my pickaxe. So let's go see here. So we ended up completing this chalk here, so now I can make the gray and the orange will be the next two because I've completed these and the lines go in. So next things to create are gray and orange, and here's the pickaxe, and we get Spirit Attuned gem. So now let's go deal with what we can do with this pickaxe. And I have my goggles on so I can see the stuff. And I do have, I hope, in my possession, and I just want to double check before I take off running here that I do. I have essence. So I'm going to pause and I will be right back. Okay, so I am in my nether mining dimension. You can also do this in the nether. I used my handy dandy divination rod and looked for this Enesium ore. Let me take the glasses off here so you can see before and after. No Enesium. And then when I put them back on, you can see it. If I were to mine this without the effect on, even with the pickaxe, I don't think it works. Oh, maybe it does. Let's see. And yes, it does. Okay. That's good to know. Because I have the pickaxe, the special tool. So if I want to do this again, it's down below. You kind of want to be careful not to go too fast, because if you don't use the... Oh, and I already blew it. Okay. Because if you go too fast, then you end up hitting it with, like I'm using the mining tool. I mined it before I realized that it was, you know, right there. Okay, I need to go over just a little bit more. And I'm casting haste again. Okay. Should be pretty well lined up with it here. And I am going to pull out, let's do, it doesn't really matter which one I use, but let's do, I'm in shapeless mode. Let me go this way. Now it's going to go, I need to go down to get it, but I'm going to go this direction so I can figure out exactly where down is. I'm almost on top of it. I want this to almost be going straight down. I think I'm pretty much there. Let's make sure it's still, yep, it's still below me. Somewhere. That's not what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. And there's only one block. I don't ever recall seeing this in more than one block. And there we go. And I only got one piece out of that. But that's how you do it. And then you can get this. So what this is used for is, other than doing that, is you make them into ingots, and then you can make it into a pickaxe. Not only will it let you, once you have it, you can then use it to mine more. You can crush it into powder, and you can make this cyan chalk, which we're going to need for rituals later. When we make the... oh, that's used for that, but this is used for the... I mean, clearly this is this is more advanced, but this will get us the rainbow. And the reason the rainbow chalk is lovely is that it you only need this. Once you can make this, you don't need to take care of all these other different colors. This does everything. And it's really nice to have. So anytime you need a glyph, you just use this, which saves on having to have all 16 colors. Well, 15 colors. So there's that. And I'm sure there's other uses as well, but making the chalk is really helpful. And the cyan one, plus using it to do other things. So there we go. I'm at the end of the episode here, so we've gotten a few more rituals done with occultism, and we figured out the turtles and got eggs, and finished off the Monster Mayhem section with the Apothic Spawners. So I need a space to set this up, so I'll try to do that between episodes, and I will also try to make more space for more rituals. But this is the ingot, and again you can just smelt this, and then you can make the upgraded pickaxe, which is this one here. In fact, just so we can get that done, I will throw one of these in here. Oh, in fact, let me use my smelter. Not the fastest thing, but plus I'm going to clean up my inventory in between, so we will have that as well. Ta-da! If when you upgrade to 1.31 version of the Craftoria mod pack, please remember if you've made any changes to the minimap, or you've done any changes to files, you will probably need to redo those. So I just wanted to toss that out there as a final little reminder. This should be the second episode that I'm on 1.31, and hopefully you enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, please put them below. I do read and reply to everything. If you did enjoy this, please give me a like and subscribe to get alerted to new content when I make it available. And I mentioned this, I think, at the last episode, but I do have an All the Mods 11 pack that I have started, and I am releasing that as well. So take a look. Thank you all very much. You have a good one. Cuberized, signing off. Take care.